What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Celtics Daily Channel with me, Mike Zakarian, and we get some good news and bad news. The good news is the speculative stuff of the offseason is over. We don't have to do that anymore. The bad news is, well, the Celtics collected their first L basically as fast as they could in last night's action against the 76ers. That's what we're going to do today. We'll talk some Beantown boys. We're going to talk some former Boston Celtic, Terry Rozier. We'll get you caught up around the league, get you ready for the next matchup for the Celtics, and then, of course, in the comments, we're going to be giving away a pair of Celtics tickets. And listen, if you missed it yesterday, I'm sorry. I promise we'll do another giveaway here soon. But I wanted to reward the OGs, the real ones that have been here from the beginning. You know, we've been grinding here. This is like our 140th video or something like that. So appreciate everybody that's been tuning in, that's been getting involved in the chat. I ask you to keep doing it. Hit the subscribe. Let's go. All right, let's talk some Celtics. I got to tell you, I'm of two minds here. You know, I don't want to like wildly overreact. It's the first game of the season. Like, whatever. There's 81 games left. 81 games left. The good news is I really do love this team. This team is going to be fun to watch. I enjoyed. There was just a lot of people getting involved in this one. They kept it tight the whole time. So in this first quarter, right, the Celtics come out. They take a 2-point lead. They're up 28-26. They kind of stumble a little bit in the second, and they lose the quarter 31-23. Okay, so now we're down 5 heading into halftime, and then they come out and they punch Philly in the mouth on the defensive end in the third quarter, holding them to 18 points, outscoring them 35-18, but then to just turn around and give up 42 fourth quarter points, which was incredible because even though Jason Tatum is not here, and one of the hallmarks of our Celtics teams here in the recent history is they just love to give up a fourth quarter lead. And to see them give up 42 points to be outscored by 12 in the fourth was just brutal stuff down the stretch. And I think that where you have to start, you know, the conversation we've been talking about is like, oh, how do you stop Embiid? Well, I mean, Embiid looked cooked yesterday. Embiid looked like he couldn't get off the floor. And I don't mean like that he was playing so well he couldn't get off the floor. Like he literally couldn't jump. That's what it felt like out there. Embiid only played 20 minutes. Clearly he's not 100%. He's not healthy. 1 for 9 from the field. They held him to, he was a minus 16 when he was out there. 4 points and 6 boards. That was it. So, like, you know, you think that's going to happen. You're like, hey, listen, that's a huge W for us. That's a huge W for us. Because what was our biggest red flag was our front court defense. Well, it was the backcourt defense last night that killed us. And part of it, yes, it's still front court related because the rim protection was kind of tough out there. It was kind of tough. But Tyrese Maxey and the rookie, VJ Edgecombe, who his first NBA action, his first freaking NBA game, they combined for 74, I believe it was, 74 points. Tyrese Maxey in 41 minutes goes 13 for 24, 7 for 9 from behind the arc there. Finished with 40 points, 6 assists, 2 rebounds as well. He had 2 steals and a block. He only had 1 turnover for as much as the ball was in his hand. And then VJ Edgecombe, 34 points, shooting 50% from the field, 13 for 26, 5 triples. He had 7 boards and 3 dimes. I mean, it's just unacceptable. It's unacceptable. They just were taking turns, lighting up our backcourt. Whether it was Derek White, whether it was Anthony Simons, Peyton Pritchard, whoever, you name it, just getting lit up back there. Outside of that, Kelly Oubre only had 10. Dominic Barlow, who people were probably Googling when they saw the starting lineup, he had 13. And then off the bench, they combined for a total of 16 points for the Sixers. 6 from Jabari Walker, 10 from Quentin Grimes. Everybody else held scoreless. And the Celtics, on the other hand, the starting 5 ended up being Pritchard, Brown, and White. And then Queta got the started 5. And Sam Hauser had 4, so Hauser over Boucher. One thing that I thought was interesting here, it was a more condensed lineup than I thought. So the main 3, right, White, Brown, and Pritchard, all played 35-plus minutes. White 35, JB 36, Pritchard 37. Simons off the bench played 32. But then after that, Boucher only got 16, and maybe this was more matchup dependent. I thought we were going to see a lot more Boucher. Tillman got 16. Minot got 14. Shout out Josh Minot. I thought he did not attempt a 3, which is kind of a tough scene there because you want Minot taking shots if he's going to be out there, so they have to defend him. Garza only played 6 minutes with Simons again, the 32. Just some stats here. Like Queta, I thought did okay, man. 7 for 8 from the field, had 17 points and 8 boards. Not like the best defensive game, of course. White, he knocked down. White had a tough shooting night from behind the arc. He went 4 for 13. He had 25 points. JB 9 for 18 from the field. Honestly, thought JB was going to be a little bit more aggressive here. He had 25, 6 and 4, and then Pritchard 16 and 5. Simons, I mentioned, off the bench 5 for 10 from the field. He had 13 and 4. I mean, it's just not enough. It's just not enough. Like, you look at the assists here. Hauser gave you 1, White 4, Brown 4, Pritchard 2, Tillman 2, Boucher 1, and Simons 1. That's not enough, man. 16 dimes the entire game is not enough. On the glass, they actually out-rebounded the Sixers 42-40. If you told me they would have won the glass, I would have thought, hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. The Sixers also shot 25% from 3. So they shot terribly from 3. They shot sub 50% from the field. You out-rebounded them on the glass. Excuse me. I was reading the Celtics line, so that makes a little bit more sense. Let's run that back. The Sixers went 16 for 40 from 3, which is 40%, and 45% from the field. Celtics were the ones that went 11 for 43 from 3 and 41 from 91 from the field, 25% from 3. They did out-rebound the Sixers 42-40, but the Sixers had 23 dimes to the Celtics 16. It just wasn't enough, man. It just was not enough. And I think to kind of fall apart defensively in the fourth quarter, you just can't have that, and you need more guys to step up. I really expected an uber-aggressive Jaylen Brown. Now, JB did not get ruled into the game until maybe 20 minutes before tip, right? He was questionable all day long with a hamstring. And so maybe he's not 100%, but wanted to give it a go. I tend to believe he was closer to 100% because it's the first game of the year. You're not going to risk it if he's not ready to go for game one. Like, why put him out there to risk him all of a sudden missing 2 weeks? So I'm going to say he's closer to 100%. But Hauser only took 6 shots. I mean, it's just White, JB, and then Pritchard was not an efficient night either. Pritchard, who, tailed off there in the preseason with the 3-ball, was kind of rough. And then last night, 1 for 7. It's just not going to do it. It's not going to do it. And Boucher, I mentioned he took 2 threes, missed them both. Tillman get out there. I honestly thought Tillman was pretty aggressive on both ends of the floor. Like, he did not shoot the ball well, but at least he was attempting them. 2 for 8 from the field. He had 4 points and 7 boards. Had a couple of steals too. But I think we just have to have an honest assessment. This was not a good defensive performance at home, and it's unacceptable to have guards put up 74 points. Again, I expect a 30 from Maxey. I do. And I know VJ Edgecombe, top 3 pick, right? I expect VJ to ball out. I'm not saying VJ's not going to be good, but I mean, 34 points in your debut. You gotta, come on, guys. Come on. And he was doing it in the fourth quarter, too. It wasn't like he got hot early. Like, when it was crunch time, he stepped up. He and Maxey they were unguardable tonight, or at least we didn't guard them. That's for damn sure. We didn't guard them. So really frustrating performance from the Celtics. And I don't know. Glass half full. I thought this team fought pretty hard early on. I think this is going to be a fun team it's going to be a frustrating team to root for, but it's going to be a very fun team to root for. There's some real underdogs, nobody believes in us vibes, and those teams are always easy to get behind. However, I think we're going to have performances like this. And again, you can't just wildly overreact. It's game 1, 81 to go, but I think Philly is one of those teams that is going to be competing alongside the Celtics and Bucks for those mid-range spots, right? Those 4 through 8 or 9 spots in the Eastern Conference. And to see them, on the one hand, yes, it was a close game. That could have gone either way, right? But, there was no Paul George in this game, and for the most part, no Joel Embiid either. Joel Embiid only 20 minutes. I don't know. I really don't know what to make of it. And maybe it's just me not giving enough credit to Maxey and Edgecombe. And Tyrese Maxey, somebody who I had made a bet on to lead the league in scoring this year. I think he's going to be incredible. I think he's going to play a ton of minutes. I think with Paul George and Embiid, the Sixers are going to have to rely on him a little bit more. So, it's not even I don't think Maxey's awesome. I do. I did not expect 74 points combined, Even if you told me VJ Edgecombe got 25, I would have been like, man, we got to chill a little bit. We got to chill. But this is, I don't know. I'm curious to hear how the chat responds to this and what their feelings were. I think the Pritchard and Simons experiment, listen, if you were going to get lit up on the defensive end, you need to prove it on the offensive end. this is a light comparison to Luka Doncic, but hear me out here. I'm not really comparing either of them to Luka, but one of the things, like when people complain about Luka's defense, like fine, I'll listen to it. He's not a great defender, but when you are otherworldly on the offensive end, you're allowed to not be the best defender in the world, right? Because you are doing everything else, and then you surround those guys with people that can play defense, and then you hope as a team you can defend to a level that is acceptable, right? According to the Dallas Mavericks, it was not acceptable, but if you are going to get lit up on the defensive end, so let's do this one more time. Sorry, I know I'm a little all over the place. So Pritchard finishes with 16, Simons with 13, all right? So that's what, 29 points. That's 29 points to the 74 of the backcourt. We can even throw Derek White in there too. So what did I say? 29 and 25. Let's see if I could do math in real time. 54. That's 54. 54 to those two to the 74 of the Sixers. Like, if you're gonna get torched on the defensive end, I need you need to hit some threes, man. What did I say? Simons was 2 for 6 from 3, 1 for 7 for Pritchard. So that's 3 for 13, and then you throw in White in there, who was 4 for 13. So it's 7 for 26 from 3. I don't know. And again, the ball you're gonna have nights variance will come into play. You'll knock down some shots, but good Lord, it is a tough scene. I mean, their next game is going to be Friday against the Bing Pong Boys of New York, who, like, quickly, let's just talk about the Knicks. I thought the Knicks were going to give us a vintage Tatum Celtics performance where they got up huge and then slowly fell apart there, as they ended up winning this game 119-111, but they got outscored by 15 in the third. But the Knicks here, this was without two. I mean, of course, the Cavs are missing some guys too, but the Knicks were without Josh Hart and Mitch Robinson. I don't think Josh Hart's going to be ready for Friday. I honestly not sure if Mitch Rob is going to be ready for Friday too. But if Maxey and Edgecombe did that to you, Brunson and Bridges are probably going to give it to you too. Brunson had 23 and 5 last night. Bridges had 16 and 6. OG and Anunoby had 24 and 14 for OG, and then Cat had 19 and 11. So I don't know. They'll be going from the TD Garden to Madison Square Garden. Curious to see how this team bounced back, and I would love to hear from you guys too, like what you think this team. How you felt about it. I was like so positive. I thought they were going to hold on and win this game in the fourth quarter. And I was like, what a statement. What a statement to come out and win game one. You know, and for them to lose in the manner they did was just pretty deflating. I think if it was a 2-point game the whole way, I don't know if I would feel this way. I think I would just be like, hey, they fought hard, fun game. It's going to be a great season. And instead, I just left it being like, man, you left one on the table. And we're not talented enough this year to leave W's on the table, you know? You don't have that margin for error is too thin with this squad. All right, let's get into some news that just came out here. Like, honestly, as I was getting ready to build the what's it called? The cryon here, the thing that you're seeing on the side. Shams just tweeted out, this is honestly 26 minutes ago. This was 26 minutes ago. He said, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, former Celtic legend, was arrested early Thursday morning as part of an FBI sports gambling probe, sources tell ESPN. The Eastern District of New York and the FBI director will hold a press conference at 10 a.m. to announce arrests from the investigation. For those that were following along with Pablo Torre finds out over this off season, right? They took a look at the Jonte Porter thing a little bit, which I believe also led to, or maybe it was more around the Malik Beasley, but Michael Porter Jr.'s brother, Jonte Porter, right? He was banned from the league for his involvement in some sort of sports betting, gambling, where he was basically telling people like, hey, I'm going to leave the game early, bet my unders and stuff like that. And then Malik Beasley was under investigation and supposedly cleared. However, the NBA has not cleared him of his investigation of his potential gambling or sports gambling probe. This is when he was on the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't think when he was on the Pistons. And then now this Miami Heat one, Terry Rozier. And it sounds like this is a bigger investigation, and we might be hearing a little bit more from it. Weirdly, the Miami Heat get bailed out a little bit here. Honestly, because they like Terry Rozier. If this ends up being if the arrest goes, well, he was arrested. So if this, after the case is wrapped up, Rozier's contract, I believe, is just wiped off Miami's books. So that all of a sudden that gives them some flexibility. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. Uh, this just, I mean, the sports, I am a sports betting fan. I really enjoy it. I think it's gotten a little crazy with like advertisements, and there probably should be some more barriers to it. But I have always been a fan of it since I was young and younger, anyways. And it's a part of why I enjoy the game. Like, it's fun to feel like you know what you're doing and you're smart. But man, this for this to have happened a few times already in just a few couple, and maybe this has been going on for longer and it's just more accessible now, so we're hearing about it a little bit more. I don't know, but that's like super problematic. I'll be fascinated to see where this investigation goes, and I'll obviously keep you guys up to date as I learn some more stuff. But just some wild stuff there from Scary Terry. I still got that Scary Terry shirt from, like, I don't know, what was that, 8 years ago? Remember that green? Although I think I can't remember who made it, but it was like the ghost with the I think it was like the Grim Reaper. Anyways, that was a fun time. So I was gonna say shout out Scary Terry, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Let's just bounce around the league real quick before we give away some C's tickets. If you missed it last night, Wemby took on Cooper Flag, and Wemby was awesome, dude. The highlights are insane. Wemby hit PJ Washington with a pump fake, and then it was like a one-step reverse dunk. Here's the Spurs won this game 125-92. Wemby with 40 points and 15 boards, only 3 blocks in this one. Former Rookie of the Year, Castle at 22, 7, and 6 as well. Cooper Flag had a tough one. He started at point guard. He shot like Derek White, 4 for 13 from the field, but he did have 10 points and 10 boards. AD had 22 and 13, whatever, who cares? Anthony Edwards, he returned. He led the Timberwolves with a comeback W over the Portland Trail Blazers. Ant-Man, he finished with 41.7 boards. He was awesome in last night's action. Giannis Antetokounmpo lit up the Bucks. And then I just want to shout out, like, if you're looking for a league pass team, Grizzlies and Pelicans, I think, are both going to be fun this year. Zion, in 33 minutes, 27 points, 9 boards, 5 assists, and 5 steals. John Morant, on the other hand, as they got the win, he had 35 points. I think both of those teams are going to be pretty fun. Bulls beat the Pistons. There were some upsets last night. Bulls beat the Pistons. Toronto. Remember everybody was jacked up about Porzingis and the Atlanta Hawks? Toronto went to Atlanta and beat them by 20. By 20. And it was kind of well-rounded. R.J. Barrett, 25 and 8. Scotty Barnes, 22, 9 and 6. B.I. Brandon Ingram at 16 and 9. They even got Grady. Big old Dick had 21 off the bench, but it was Porzingis. He had 20 and 7, so I wanted to give him a little love. But that gets us around the league. Let's give away those NBA tickets from yesterday. If you win, I'll put my email in the, or actually find me on Twitter. If you guys are on Twitter, at Mike Zakarian, I'm not going to spell it. You can see it in the chat. I'll put a link in there. And if you don't have Twitter, that's fine. We'll find another way to get a hold of me. But I appreciate everybody that got involved. We had so many responses, lots of good ones in there, lots of good ones. We spun the wheel this morning. I believe we have 30 some odd people that had a shot to get a W. And it was J Cambin J Cambin DOJC. So it's JCAMBINDOCJ. His comment was the Celtics win 52 games. Also, he's watching from Phoenix, so we might have to get you a Celtics Suns game in Phoenix. Which honestly, getting tickets in Phoenix will probably be easier from my NBA contact than it would be to get Celtics tickets because it's the Suns. Sorry for the sunshade, but you're probably not a Suns fan watching this because it is called the Celtics Daily. Otherwise, you're just a true sicko. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Let's go. We'll be back tomorrow, but then hopefully Friday we'll be back. Oh, real quick shout out, quick plug. I'm jumping on the New York Post sports channel. Their YouTube channel. They have a podcast too with Brian Fonseca and company. Jumping on there tonight. I think it's 7:00 to do a little preview of Celtics and Knicks. So if you need some more commentary, or if you want to support a Bostonian talking on a New York sports channel, holler at your boy. All right, I hope everybody has a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.